morning. What do we got? We got Discus North come in and said hello, Sweet Polly, Slim Tim. Hey, Scotty, I did see it. 90 gallon. Tim's doing some sump maintenance on his 90-gallon fry tank. We'll bring up the little chat display there. As soon as it catches up, should see it. Man, do I got a lot going on. Been running around working all morning here so far. Had to hurry up before the stream started and clean up. It's a little messy, but I'm slowly getting things cleaned up. Off the floor, things like that. Hey, Swift, good to see you, buddy. What's my shirt say? No such thing as too many fish or aquariums. My mom sent this shirt to me for my birthday. Oh. And let me know if the AV is good. Man, it's hot. Run around and work. This whole room's AC'd though. Just cleaning up mess. I'm sure we've all been there. You know, I think we all, as fish keepers, tend to, thank you, Scotty, for that, tend to hang on to too many things than we need. A little bit of hoarders, if you will. Swiffle says he's at the point that's just, I'm at point more tanks are too many. Yeah. And that's why I've had the opportunity to collect more aquariums and I just haven't. Hey, June, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. I'm at the point where I don't want anymore. I'm happy with what I have. This 300 will be coming out. My 375 will be coming in. I'll have my monster tank that I wanted. And with all the other ones, I'm happy. Any more than that, it's going to start coming to be a chore for me with trying to keep a full-time job and the family and other pets that we have. It's just maintenance around the house, you name it. You know, it's any more than this. I think it would ruin the hobby for me. When I'm doing water changes at this point, I'm using the outside hose instead of going. I talked about it before. So it actually, that alone cuts my time in half. I can do all the water changes in my tanks in 3 hours now, where what took me pretty much most of the day running back and forth to the other side of the house with the Python. We changed that faucet and it was one of those energy saving faucets. So it didn't fill fast. And we all know filling tanks is the slow part anyways. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just happy with the tanks I have and I'm making my fish room more efficient, which bleeds into, I know the thumbnail said tank maintenance stream. But it's not really a tank maintenance stream. I've ran into a couple things where I can't do that. One, my microphone's dead for that. Charging it. I can use my headset if I wanted to. I'm charging it because I haven't used it in a while. Number two, when I said tank maintenance stream, it was more on the lines of I recently set my fish room up with a central air system. You can see it in the background above me there on the shelf. I did get the jehmco LPH 80 linear pump. That is a linear pump, and I plumbed. You can't see it because I have up near the ceiling all around the fish room 3/4 inch PVC. I did not glue anything. I just dry fitted it. It fit tight, and I just can't use anything that puts off a lot of fumes like PVC cement does. With the bird next door, they have very sensitive respiratory systems, and it's not good for myself either. All plumbed up. With that order, I got about 40 of those fittings they send you, and I'm working on a video of installing everything, and you'll see that when it comes out how I did it. But yes, now my whole fish room has a central air system. I can tap in, drop a line, put it where I wanted. And that's what I was going to do on the stream where I went around and hooked up the rest of my aquariums with sponge filters. But I got ahead of myself. I got excited and already did most of this. And I do have 1, 2, I got a few more things to hook up and do, but I don't have enough sponge filters. Uh, in the meantime, I just went ahead and added some air stones in, had a lot of air stones. So some of the tanks just have air stones going, which is good. It's beneficial too. Um, to get this system going, get it tuned in, because there's a little bit of some things you got to do when you get these systems and you hook them up. You got to kind of tune them in, get them. Every time you add one, they recommend going over to the bleeder valve. You can kind of see the bleeder valve. I'm horrible at this. Right there in the back corner, furthest away from the computer. And I did get the diffuser for it as well. So when it's bleeding off, you're not hearing the air. It's not loud. As you can see, you can't hear it. The linear pump, I personally thought was going to be quieter than it is. It is fairly quiet for how big the pump is, and it being a linear pump, it'll last forever. But it does give off a little buzzing. I put some rubber mats under it to kind of reduce vibration and things like that. But it's running good, as you can hear. I don't know if you guys can hear. It's really not that loud. But what's great about this is I can get rid of all of these small little air pumps where half of them don't work. Maybe you got one with 2 ports. One doesn't really work as good. One's always going to overpower the other. But which is going to save money on electricity. I have less things plugged in, so I have more outlets available again. I don't have to run around, get an air pump and plug it in and look for a spot and where am I going to set it or hang it. One pump, PVC all around. I got extra fittings, or I can drop a line at any time where I need it, and we're going to be good to go. So I'm excited about this setup. It took me maybe 2 days to get all the PVC and fittings put together and hung. I didn't use straps. The only time where a place I use straps is along the ceiling. Because, I am in my garage. So I had to make sure that they weren't on the garage door tracking. So all that had to be secured up out of the way. And, but for the rest of it, I just used black screws, and it sits on top of the black screws. And it was much easier to do that way. And the way I installed my fittings, I didn't use the tap. I just used the drill bit they recommended to make the hole in, and I just self-threaded the fittings where I needed them. And, of course, I've got plenty of room to grow. The drop down for the bleeder valve is in a spot that I can just access easily. And you do see some black lines coming down, but hey, I think it's great to have extra surface breaks. It has been proven that air stones by far are the best way to take gas out of the tank and get oxygen in. A power head doesn't equal how good they are, because they're down there at the bottom and everything's flowing up with it. They have been proven to be the best way to do the gas oxygen exchange. It also provides a little flow. I'm going to see how these go. What I might do is I might just do like a sponge filter with an air stone, or 2 of each in the bigger tanks, and get rid of the power heads. We'll see how it goes with the flow. That's something you always got to play with. Am I getting rid of my canister filters? No. But what I am going to get rid of with this system is the hang on the backs that I've been using as backup and extra filtration. On the tanks I can do it in, I still need multiple filtration in my Mabuna tank, because if I don't, it just gets nasty. I don't think a sponge filter will keep up with that. But that's where we're at so far. Let me get caught up on chat here. And yakking my gums. Yapping my gums. Everyone say hello. Swiffle has been invaded. Duckweed. Well, I'm going to send you some more, Swiffle. Hey, Tara. Good morning. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Yes, June, I need to get some more, and I know Jehmco sells them. And I did put a post out asking what's the best sponge filter. I got a lot of humorous comments, which I like. You guys know that. But I've got a couple serious ones. M&C probably had the best comment on that post, most informational one. Susan, SLC Aquatics, commented. She likes those co-op sponges because they're more coarse. But, what is the best sponge filter to use? The coarse sponges are nice because they don't clog, but they're not going to stop as much debris, but less maintenance. Currently, all of my sponge filters are top fin from PetSmart, and they've been good to me. I don't have no problems with them. They're a lot finer. But I've never had these jehmco sponge filters either. Any of you guys ever use the jehmco sponge filters that you order you can order from their site? Let me know if you have any experience with that. I'm curious to how they are. Branton's currently in Minnesota on a vacation. Can't stay, but wanted to say good morning and drop a like. All right, Branton, enjoy your vacation. Appreciate you, pal. If I can hear it, it's too loud. Yeah, and I agree. I was really hoping, June, that all the videos, it's quiet. I can't hear nothing. It's super quiet. And where you see it, they tell you to put it as high above the tanks as you can see. In every video that I've watched, people have those pumps almost touching the ceiling. I thought maybe with the ceiling and the wall behind it, you was hearing a lot more noise. I thought about taking some more of that foam mats that I have and maybe making kind of like a sound like you would in a studio, like a sound diffuser or something around it. Maybe that would help. I don't know. But it's got a little bit of a buzz to it. And what's nice about the linear pumps versus your standard diaphragm style pumps is the linear pumps works on electromagnetic field. There's only one moving part inside that pump. So that's why they last longer. And of course, that's the LPH 80, good for medium-sized fish rooms. It's doing a good job. 3/4, didn't use 1 inch. I didn't think it was necessary to go buy 1 inch PVC. With all the aquariums I'm running, which is 11, 12, soon to maybe be 13, I might add some more. It's going to handle it fine. That's why I like a jehmco. Like you guys told me when I asked on my other post, just call them, tell them what you got. They'll tell you what you need. And that's what I did. And they did a good job. It was very seamless to do this system. The fittings, she hooked me up with the right adapters. I could put it together, and we were done. Tonight is your chance. I'm putting 6 electric blue Rams in Jeff's auction tonight. Okay, what time is that auction? Okay, Scotty. You can use airline, and I actually started to do that with another pump I received from Higer, but I took that pump back off. I can't use it. I got a video coming out on that, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but I started running a bunch of black line, and I figured, why not? Let's just do this right. Let's PVC this bad boy and just have drop lines coming off the PVC. But you can just use line. But you just have to get like an adapter that comes off the pump that has multiple, like you'll have to get manifolds and stuff. You're going to have one big one coming off the pump. Then you'll have to adapt that to a manifold and do your normal lines everywhere. Hey, Tommy, where did you become a member, man? I asked you on a comment you left me this morning. Confession to make, I purchased a small orange Home Depot bucket. Well, what are you using the orange Home Depot bucket for? And then I'll let you know if it was a good purchase. Excuse me, A3G, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I got the blue Lowe's buckets. She has the two. You're going to find that the blue Lowe's buckets are superior. Yes, I hate them too with a passion, June. That was another reason why I wanted to do a central air system. I hate hanging the back filters. They're constant maintenance. They're constantly getting clogged. The impellers get wrapped up with crap. Even, if you put a pre-filter on and hang on the back, they go a lot longer. But anytime you got to do maintenance, you got to unplug the stupid things, and then you got to plug them back in. I'm trying to figure out why they don't make hang on the back filters, power heads, and heaters with an inline switch that you can just turn on and off, so you don't have to go unplug these things all the time. But I'm with June. And I've always talked about. I hate HOBs. They're terrible. I hate them. So I'm just letting the sponge filters get a little established, and then I'm going to be unplugging all the hang on the backs, draining them, drying them out, and I'll probably keep them up on my shelf. I have a shelf here where I keep stuff that I know that I could probably use in the future, or it's a good product. That's what this shelf over here is for. And that's where I'll probably stuff all my hang in the back fillers. I got lights up there, my suction cups for moving tanks, heaters. I don't use heaters in my fish room, but you never know when you're going to need them. I am using a couple small ones where the water might get a little too cold. So I keep all my heaters and power heads and things like that. And things like that. You will never get a better deal on electric blue rams on time. What are they going for, Swipple? Yeah, I'm all canister filters. Love my canister filters. Now I got the air. And you never know in the future, which I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think because you guys know I keep mostly big tanks and I have bigger fish. I really don't think, even if you put 4 large sponge filters and say the 125-gallon Oscar tank or the 125-gallon Mabuna tank, because there's a lot of them in there, I don't think it'll keep up. I just don't think. I have to have some actual mechanical powerhouse filtration, and that is the FX6 and the FX series. I do have the 407s too. I like them. I get the off-brand sponges from a guy on eBay. Best prices for sponges. June, maybe you can. I wish I need to give you my phone number so you can text me things because you've been doing this a long time. Top Fin I've used too. They're good. They just take a little. They do take a little longer to clean, and they get like slippery, weird texture. But I do like the Top Fins. Swiffle says his local fish store sells Chinese sponge filters for $5. Okay. Hey, Jim's Fish. Good to see you, buddy. June Mama, say hello. Hey, USA. Good to see you, buddy. I got fittings. You got the fittings. Okay. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's my time then. To soak a swollen ankle. Oh, well, then it'll be okay for that. For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And what you putting in there? Epsom salt. So far, every week, I'm getting fish. June's getting more fish coming in. What kind of fish you getting, June? The FX6 is a touch too much. Yeah, I would imagine that the FX6 would be. But you know what you could do, June, is you could get the FX2. You put sponges in your hang on the back. I've done that. The only thing worse than a hang on the back is a built-in. I'm good with the tank filters you add yourself, especially Seashay. When you say built-in, Sketty, are you talking about the internal power filters? Another one I don't like. Is that neon side working good for review? No, it's working fine. That flickering you see. So what I've learned doing the YouTube thing and making videos, for whatever reason, when you're on a camera sees a light, whether it be the dashboard in your car, neon lights, LED lights, it flickers. So what you're seeing is just a camera thing. It's not actually flickering. It's fine. It's just what the camera does for some reason. It's working good. I like it a lot. If I go around and shut all these lights off, which since I put lights all around the fish room, I think it really has helped the pothos. That was the biggest point of doing that and better lighting for my videos. But what I'm finding is, and I was talking to Tommy about this, when I'm making videos, I'm getting a lot of reflection. So I end up almost having to turn all the dang lights out anyway. So really the lights are doing great for the pothos mainly. They're really taking off since I've added all this light. And, when I'm working around in here and things like that. Things like that. 6 electric blue grams start for $30. I would definitely get into that, Swiffle, right now. I haven't bought any fish in a long time. I really can't. I'm not prepared for that. I can always add more fish to my tanks, but right now I have to wait until this 300 is going and my new 375 comes in. Once I have that, I can move a lot. I'm going to be moving a lot of fish around, and then I'll have space for new ones. Hey, P-Tag, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I hope the ankle gets, what'd you do? Twist it or something? No, I mean, the FX2, in my opinion, is very equivalent to the Fluval 407 canister filter, which is good up to, I believe, what they market as a 75-gallon aquarium. So the FX2 is still too much for your 40. But if I were you, June, I would go with like the Fluval 306 or the 307. That'd be a perfect little canister filter for that tank. And you can even add a spray bar on if you want, get the little spray bar system for it. If you don't want too much flow in there, that really diffuses all that flow. Hey, Wally, our friend from Africa. Good to see you. I'm doing well. Hope you're well. Jim says, I have filled a 125-gallon butter tank with only sponge filters. I have 63-inch Mbunas in that tank with zero. Says, okay, well, that's good information. That's good information. Because why I ask, and I appreciate Jim sharing that experience with me, because we all know if you're using air and sponge filters, and I got the one pump now running the whole room, you're saving a ton of electricity. It is by far much easier to reach in, go around, grab your cart or a bucket, go around the fish room, pull out 3 or 4 sponge filters, go clean them off, put them back on, and you're good to go. When you have to clean your canister filters, it's a little bit longer of a process. Now, you guys know canisters are my favorite filtration, especially if you put pre-filters on the inlet. I'm going over a year, and when I open it up, they still look brand new in there. But at that year mark, I refuse to go over a year without maintaining them because they need to be cleaned out. I need to get in there, clean off that impeller because that impeller still gets gunked up. And I like to lube all the O-rings to make sure they stay supple and don't get dry, rotted, and crack and start leaks. So I never recommend going over a year doing canister filter maintenance, but definitely up to a year for sure. Especially if you add in that pre-filter. But super excited. I know Jody P. She commented on my post about the linear air pup. She gave me some good information. Jody, you can see I got the LPH 80 there. It's all plumbed in. It's running tanks right now. I do have to tie in a couple of more, but I have no more sponge filters. I just don't have any more. So I'm doing like I need to get more air stones and more sponge filters of any size. I don't, I think I got the two for the 75 gallons. But if I want to have a sponge filter and an air stone in each aquarium, I have to get some more air stones and some more sponge filters. I need one for, really, I've got these super big ones in this 55-gallon aquarium. I really don't need those 2 sponge filters in that tank. I was just keeping them cycled and running. I actually wouldn't mind moving one to the Mbuna tank, one to the Oscar tank, and then I could get a couple of 55-gallon, a little bit. I always like to go a little bigger. I never get what's rated. So if you get a sponge filter that's rated for a 50-gallon or a 55-gallon aquarium, maybe bump it up to the 75 option, right? Is that what you guys do? Do you agree with that? And of course, your little ones for the little tanks up there. Those are the only 2 small tanks I have running now. I do have some spare 10 gallons I keep around for when I want to do a quarantine, which, again, central air system, great for that. Drop a line down. There's the prodigal Aquarius. Good to see you. Good morning. Sketty says, like the Fluval tanks with the separation wall, it's super hard to get the basket out of. And it makes a big mess. I put towels around the tank before I clean it now. The Fluval tanks. Oh, you're talking about the flexes and whatnot with the built-in filtration. June made a fish list. I promised myself I'd stick to it. Maybe 100 fish total. Wow. Well, I'd like to know what those are, June. If you are tall, have long arms, or are strong. Right. I got you, Sketty. I see what you're saying. I've never had one of those tanks. Hey, Peplin, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. I put FX4 and 75. Yep. I got a FX4 running the 275s, one each. There's a 407 on that 55-gallon grow out Oscar tank. Up there is just sponge filters on the 220-gallon longs. On the 29-gallon over here, I've got a Fluval 306 canister running. That I've had that filter forever, still going strong. I do have the spray bar on that. The 55-gallon Tiger Barb tank here next to me is ran by a Fluval 407 with another spray bar. I do have a Seashay Nano power head in there, but I just added an air stone into that tank from the new central air system. Probably going to take that power head out of there. You know, I did that. You can see it right here where AQQA sent me that moving fluidized bed filter. And you can see the little Tetra pump running it. That's coming out because now that's one of the things I was going to do on this stream. Pull that out and get one of the main air lines ran to it. Then that's another air pump. It's out of here. There's two air pumps on top of the 20 gallons on a shelf. I like those. I'll probably keep 3 of them just for whatever. Because that one Higer one is a nice air pump. It puts out a lot of juice. That is a nice little air pump, dual outlet. Doing a great job. It's powering both them big sponge filters down below, and it's really pumping it out. But I'll keep those 3. I've already got rid of the rest. Another thing I was doing this morning, I was cleaning up the fish room, getting rid of crap I've been holding on to for too long. Like I was alluded to earlier, where we kind of keep things and become hoarders. I'm getting rid of all this crap that I don't. It's just taking up space. I haven't used it in a year or two. It's gone, including hanging the backs. I will keep the AquaClear 110s handy. And then, of course, I have an FX6 on all 3 125s. I'm going to have 2 FX6s they're ready to go for the new 375 when it comes in. I think I'll probably drop some lines because I got lines I can drop for them, that tank too. And then there's a 60-gallon long on the other side that's ran by the Higer hang on the back canister filter. I've got a Tetra Whisper on that and sponge filters. The Tetra Whisper's coming off. I've already got rid of the pump that was running the 2 sponge filters in there and hooked it up to the main line. So a lot of changes for efficiency and to reduce electric, to reduce time. We're getting there slow but sure. Pep says, congrats on LPH 80. Great pump. We have 3 of them. Okay, Peplin. And how long have you had them, man? Are they doing good? Yeah, that's the one the lady told me would be good for my room. I like Jehmco. You can't get online. You can't email them. All you can do, you don't get on there. You can see what they have on a website, but anything you want, you got to call. And that's what you guys told me to do, and that's what I did. And she nailed it, man. I just told her, hey, look, if you're standing in front of my garage, I have a now true single stall garage fish room. And I got 3/4 inch pipe already plumbed going around. What size pump do I need? How many? The fittings, I just said, give me 40 of them. So I have extras. She made sure to have the bleeder valve over there with a diffuser and the right adapters to hook everything up. And I'm going to bring a camera over and go over to that pump because I got another question for you guys while I got you on here. We'll probably do that real quick here. Especially Peplin, because I know Jody has one. I know Peplin says he's got 3 of them. June says backups for my backups save the day. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. So that's why, although I don't like hanging the backs, we're definitely going to keep. I got 4 of these AC 110s. We're going to keep them on the shelf. You never know. June has an FX6 on a 55. That's beastly. And actually, Scotty sent me a spray bar for FX6. I've got it up here on the shelf. Hey, Paul, good to see you, buddy. June likes everything separate and all things. Yeah. I like everything consistent. I like, maybe that's a little OCD. I don't know. Yeah, same here, Tim. Hey, folk, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. I just call you folk. Swiffle got boxes of junk. Yeah, and see, I get to the point, Swiffle, with anything where If I start getting too much, I'll hang on to it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then I get into moods like I did today, and I grabbed 3 garbage bags, air pumps, little hang in the back filters, just stupid crap. All went in there, and I've already taken them out front. Thought about trying to sell them on the Facebook market site. I don't feel like messing with it. I got too much shit going on. Hey, Jesse, too. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Spray bars on the 250 for the Angels. Okay. I called Jehmco on a Saturday. They were closed, but someone was at the shops doing it. So, oh, nice, Swivel. And that is spelled that way, sir. But let me invite myself real quick, because I'm going to ask you a question, Peplin, and you, Swiffle, and everyone else that's familiar with the Jehmco pumps. Bear with me a second. I'm going to take you over and look at something. Invite myself here, so give you another camera. And if any of you guys watched Fathom Aquatics' new video where he went to Mitchell, what is his name? Mitchell Broom or something like that. Grandmaster Breeder. It's like an hour-long video. I'm slowly watching it. Very interesting. Lots of information. I know Jody P watched that. I saw her comment in there. And he's got a couple of those pumps. One is the LPH 80 and the other has like 120. So let me bring myself in here. And I'm going to take you over and you can give me your thoughts on something here. I won't be able to talk until I come back. Well, I can talk through here. I can't reveal too much because I'm making a video on this. But what I want to know is, this is the hose that came with the pump. Comes out of the pump. I'm assuming they just gave you this so you have option. Is it okay to pump, like maybe cut this down shorter? Or what'd you guys do? Did you leave this? Or can I cut this down shorter so just to save some hose? And that's pretty warm coming out of there. That's the other question. Does your hose get pretty warm to the touch there? There she is. And I guess this piece is if you have a sensor, it can sense pressure and stuff, but I'm not using that. So then you leave that rubber boot on it. So should I cut that down or leave it be? See the reflection on these damn lights? So you can see they don't do good for the videos. So what's your thought? What's your thoughts on that hose up there? Yeah, the June, the bleeder is right there. And that's where I can adjust flow, pressure. That's back there. Jody says, I'll be watching chat on my 6th phone call right now. Geez, secretary. You gave one away. Does that count? What'd you give away? Jesse, too, I have a LPH 120 that's running a third of my fishing. It works great, just not enough pump for my room yet. So you have the LPH 120 and you're still not able to run your whole fish room off that pump? Thank you, Swiftle. Appreciate that. It's free, closed books, some more than the shops do. I simply know I'm ask about the like button. It's free. Thank you, Swiftle. Hey, Vinoski. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in, my friend. I didn't see any hill streams in the auction tonight. Cut it to the size needed, June says. You can cut it down if you want. It's definitely warm. Okay. Bleed valve, I answered that. I connected straight to the hard pipe, and yes, my hose gets warm too. Okay. My hose first coming out of mine is warm too, but not a big deal. I wouldn't worry about. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about it. Yeah. Oh, he wouldn't worry about cutting the hose. Okay. Otherwise, that loop isn't hurting anything. It prevents any possible chance of kinks too. Okay. I just, I've worked in the electrical, mechanical, and hydraulic field my almost entire adult life. And one thing I know is less is best in some cases. In this case, I'd say that hose is about, I don't know, 3 foot, 2.5 foot long. If we eliminate that and just directly to the pipe, that's 2.5 feet of hose that I don't have to worry about filling up, giving me more pressure on the other end type of thing. And you wouldn't believe it, but the littlest things add up. A small nipple is just teed into the main airline inside the pump. You can use it as an airline outlet if you wanted to. Oh, okay, Peplin. I was reading on the manual that that's something to do with a sensor like you can get with these pumps. If you wanted to do that option, you'd pull that off, go into a sensor. I don't know what those sensors are. Pressure, I'm checking your pressure. I didn't do that. I didn't know about it, so I just left that on. Too far to see. Oh, you gave away a huge linear pump from Co-op, man. Oh yeah, you got 200 tanks. That's right. You got a crap ton of tanks. Yeah. So you need 2 of the 120s. Jesse is not the typical fish keeper. Right? Yeah. He's up there with like the. I would say that's even better than the eaters, because they got like 500 plus tanks, but I think they keep mostly shrimp because that's their business. I think Jesse there. He's keeping Jesse too. He's keeping fish and all those. And multiple drops per tank. You're special. Chris saying, what part of the world are you in? I live in North Carolina, prodigal. Born and raised in Pennsylvania and moved to North Carolina 8 years ago. So East Coast, still going to hold the same pressure, hence the bleed valve. And that's true too. You do have that adjustment with the bleeder valve. What's my saying? 2 air pump. Jesse has sturgeon. Oh man, I didn't think so. I had it in the box for 2 years, stubbing my toes on it. Oh, I got you, June. I got you. It seems like most of us are pretty impressed with Jehmco. I know KG Tropical uses their stuff. You guys are the ones that told me about Jehmco. I learned about Jehmco a couple years ago from a KG Tropicals video. But you guys are the ones that told me, call them up. They're going to do you right. And they sure did. Is there a linear pump that you can get that is quieter than this one, like June's Aquarium Co-op one? Is it quieter? Because it does have a buzzing. Not that that bugs me, because it's pretty dang quiet for what it's doing. But is I guess my question is there a linear pump out there that is even quieter than these Jehmco ones? This is my first linear air pump. It's the first time I set my fish room up. It was easy to do. It has a little bit of buzz to it, Peplin. A little bit of buzz. Joe over at Price Tag, P Tag, he told me his has a little buzz to it as well. You see, mine's buzzing. And I didn't know if it was because I have it next to the wall up close to the ceiling, but I seen where people have it almost touching the ceiling. I got a little bit of a buzz. And not me, the pump. I put 3 foam pads under there to maybe help try to reduce that and the vibration. Because I have some things on that shelf I didn't want to slowly maybe come off. I don't think it doesn't vibrate that bad, but I'm sitting here, I can hear it buzzing right now. Can you guys hear it? Did you hear it when I went over to it with the camera? So yeah, and that's great that we're talking about this, because that was my other question. Do yours guys have a little bit of a buzz to it? Well, mine's not quieter than the bubbles. I wish it was. Maybe there's something I did wrong. You didn't hear it. Okay. Does yours buzz a little bit, Jesse, too? Just one more fish. That's a perfect name for how many fish you have. Yeah, I mean, I can open up the bleeder valve. I'll do it right now. I'll open up the bleeder valve all the way and it'll still do it. Maybe it's a vibration thing, because it still does it with the bleeder valve all the way open. But boy, when I close that valve all the way, you get these things just take off. You probably heard it. Blah, 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 blah. But it's working great. It does have a little bit of a buzz vibration thing. It's on rubber mats. It already comes with nice rubber feet. I don't know what else to do. Jehmco sent me a blueprint like paper on my fish room. Air had everything labeled, still got it. Oh, that's cool, June. Can't hear mine over the pond filter. My fish room isn't quiet. Okay. I didn't make a purchase either. Oh, no. Yeah, they're nice people. Maybe something rattling on. Yeah, I thought about that. I moved a couple things, Peplin. But I'll play with that some more. Maybe that's what it is. But there's really not a lot of things up there, and the things that are up there, I think I have like 3 coffee mugs from different channels, plaques. There's a TV up there, but we'll see. It's something I got to play with. And it almost sounds like it's coming from over there on that side, because the sound's carrying across the shelf. I don't know. I got to figure it out. Oh, you know what? Maybe what I'm hearing is the other 2 pumps that I got up there right now. I'll be unplugging those today and we'll figure that out. But when you do go over to the linear pump, you can hear it buzzing a bit. I thought about suspending that 3G. I just don't know how. Getting it off the shelf. I picked it up and held it with my hands, and it still buzzed. So I tried that. I thought the linear pumps were because they're not diaphragms. There's no, it's one moving part. Electromagnetic field is what runs it, like a motor works. I thought they were supposed to be super quiet. Yours is not noticeable. It's just too clean. I can look at it anymore. I need my mess. It's too clean. I can look at it. I can't look at it anymore. Well, what's too clean? What's too clean, Jude? If my stupid mics were ready, I didn't pay attention to that. It's my bad. I'd put it on and we'd hook these lines up together. So my tank maintenance stream is not going to be a tank maintenance stream. Fish room mess it up or something. June, I'm kind of like that. Like when I lived up in PA and it snowed, and you'd get up in the morning and your yard would be just beautiful, pristine, untouched snow, not one animal track. I couldn't stand it. I had to go out, roll around in it, kick it up, mess it up. And then I was happy. But I'm actually this morning, like I was saying, I was rushing around, getting rid of crap I don't need, cleaning up. And so it's going to be even better than this when I'm done. I really don't want this cart here. I want it out of here. I want more space, but I need to have a place to store my tools, a little place to work. So, and the bottom of it, got storage too down there. So I got to keep that. I built that back wall. That's just a plastic utility cart. And then I used 2x4s and plywood and made like a back wall for it. And that's where all my products are. Underneath here, this is my streaming area. This is actually at one of those Craftsman workbenches my father-in-law gave me. It's designed for tools and a workbench, got built-in pegboard. That's my streaming area. It holds my computer, all the tech crap, and down below food. Tommy's still here, been running errands. I got you, Tommy. I have a box, a foot or so in view. Have a box. A foot or so. Oh, can't stand it. Well, just look. You'll see. Look down here, Jen. Underneath this 300-gallon stand, you can see an FX6. You can see a paint can, a lid. Back here, all this sand here, that's just waiting for my 375 to come in. That'll be gone once it's ready, here. And I use that brute garbage can to do water changes. You're gonna get in trouble with all the extra time you're saving. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, that's maintenance once a month. The Mbuna tank, I had to step up every 2 weeks on those water changes. I get to spend, and now with this central air system, I get to spend most of my time enjoying the fish and figuring out how I can make everything more efficient. Getting pothos hung up to go. As you can see, the pothos are doing really good. Pretty soon I want that all over the place. Just trying to, my next thing that I would love to do is make a water changing system using PVC. Obviously that would have to be glued. I'd have to dry fit the pieces, then go outside, glue them, put them together, let them dry, then bring them in once the fumes are gone. That'd be a process for me because the bird, like I discussed. But I would love to run a secondary set of PVC all around this room and run PVC drops and have a drop going into each aquarium. Just like a filter, you have one that pulls water out, and then you have to have another system that puts water in. And then outside, I would put an outside big water pump. So anytime I wanted to do water change, of course, you'd have to have valving at each tank because they're different sized aquariums. So they would have to drain evenly. And then, so flip a switch, the pump drains all the tanks, turn some valves, flip a switch, and it fills all the tanks. That's what I would love to do next. And then literally, if I could do that, the only time that I would spend having to clean my tanks is pulling out uneaten food, and rather it be a bunch of gunk using the brute garbage can. And then boom, just do the water change, flip a flip, couple valves, you're done. And then there's that. You can do 2 tanks a day. Say I always do them all at once. If I'm out here doing water changes, I just do them all. I write it down on this erase board right here on my cart to keep track. I'd love to do the auto water change thing. That'd be cool. Just have it put on a timer. Oh, done. But then I said to myself, I'm probably getting a little bit ridiculous because I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 running tanks, soon to be 12. Do I really need that? No, I don't. I don't think it's worth the time or the money for me. Now, if I was like Jesse 2 over there, oh yeah, definitely worth the time and money to do a setup like that. But for me, yeah. Use small 1/4 inch tubing instead of PVC. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Easier to run PEX. You could even run PEX and quick connect shark bite fittings. Because those shark bite fittings are expensive, but the PEX is more, you're not getting into having to do any fittings or gluing. You just do quick connects. You could definitely do that. Comes in rolls. But for me, I have to take that stuff into consideration. I cannot use paint in this room that's got fume. It has to be 100% VOC, odor is free. I can't use PVC cement in here. This bird is right next door. All this is open, so the heat and the cooling unit will heat and cool her room too. Birds just can't have those fumes. It's not good for myself either. I would have to open this door. It'd have to be summer. I'm going to get flies in, mosquitoes, and you name it. It's just, anytime I do things like this, I have to, I cannot use anything with fumes. Yeah, I thought about super glue, Tommy. But what I did was I wanted to make sure I wasn't losing any air out of my PVC connections. So what I did is I took one of my bird feathers, the soft ones, and I went around and held it up to each connection to see if the little feathers would blow. And I'm not losing air out of any of my connections. And that's a dry fit because they just go in. And if I was going to do exactly that, Tommy. I was going to take some super glue and just seal around the outside. Because I'm not tearing this back apart. And I'm really enjoying this. It is really nice to have a central air system. One pump, can drop a line anywhere I need one, anytime. Each of the fittings are valved 2, so you have adjustment there. Shut them off when you're not using them. I really like it. I was considering painting the PVC black, but I think if I actually painted it black, it would stick out more because the walls in here are white. The ceiling is white. So I just left it be, less work. I do have a black paint here that I can use in here that has no smell. Oh, you want to see what that is? I'll show you. So if you guys want to paint in your house and you don't want the fumes, VOC free and all that, low odor, this paint right here, I can paint in here safely. Doesn't bother the bird. You really don't. It just has no smell to it. You can paint all your stands. Anything you want to paint, you want to get this Sherwin-Williams Ovation Plus. It has 0 VOC. It has literally no odor at all. So I know I can go around and use this for my stands because everything in here, I paint black, and that's a safe paint. It costs a little bit of money, but it's good stuff. And it's also it got the Green Guard Gold, which I don't know what that means, but I think it has something to do with something with the stuff and the things and things like that. But yeah, Ovation Plus, Sherwin-Williams. Sherwin-Williams has always made fantastic paint. Where is my little hammer? Oh, time to stand up. Can we sit for so long? Tommy, I don't know if you heard me earlier because you might have walked away, but I'm not sure when you became a member of the channel, but thank you. I appreciate that. I noticed that when you commented on my last post, and I see you now. So thank you, sir. Our soapy water in a spray bottle or soapy water in a spray bottle. Yeah, I've done that trick with tires looking for leaks. Yeah, there you go. Yep. I use Sherwin-Williams when I had the outside of my house painted. It is expensive, but Sherwin-Williams is the best paint. I see a fish stand and I want to paint it black. Yeah. You're welcome anytime. Hi. But yeah, everything's going good. Super excited about this. And another thing I did because, you know, I built this wall over here. The next to me is the bird room, and my single stall garage is my fish room. I do have mesh on top so the heating and cooling can spill into the next room. But I also put like a little fan up there to help force some of that cooling in there and heating in there for little bird. We're getting closer. I'm told my tank should be done and being delivered to me at the end of July. I still have to get this other 300 out. I have to take one layer just because of that. I've had this 300 in here. I like how high up it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 300 gallon out. I'm going to take one layer of cinder blocks off because I'm going to take these 2x6s and I have enough wood. There's some leaning over there. And I'm going to build that stand right to where those 2x6s are going to be standing up. So I'm going to get another 6 some inches. So I have to take away a layer of blocks to accommodate for the additional height from the wood. And we're going to box that in, make it with plywood on top. It's going to be a real nice stand for when that 375 comes. So I've got that work to do next. Prepare the stand for the new 375. Get this big beast out of here. And already prepared. We've got the lighting, got the filtration. I've got the sand, rocks. I got so many plants. I can put some plants in there. I want to get a hold of some big Amazon swords. If any of you guys have some large Amazon swords, I'd rather get them off of you guys than the local fish store. So let me know if you have any big old Amazon swords for when I get that tank. I want some big old plants for it. Of course, we're going to put some jungle vow in there. Water Sprite always does very well. And we're going to see how they get along with this, with these fish. Jim's going to be sending me some Severums. It's just a waiting game. I got to wait till the tank comes and get it set up and get it ready. I can add, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fittings closed off. So if I want to run some air to that tank, it's ready to go. So I'm 100% ready for this tank other than getting this out of here and fixing the wooden part up of the stand. I'll probably go ahead and put down some of the foam pads because it is an acrylic aquarium. So I'll put down some of my foam so it'll sit on there. And I'm getting excited. So it's getting close. It's coming along. And then while that, after I get that box built, I can paint it and get that done and ready to go. So getting excited about that. Bear exterior paint is what I use. No smell, no issues. Okay. Yeah, Bear is another good one. The low and no VOC products are a godsend. They really help prevent me from getting my Getty. And see, that's the other thing. My wife has had a lot of headaches lately. We're going to go get her an MRI. And that's the next step, see if they can figure out why she's getting a lot of headaches. But a lot of headaches, very sensitive. I can't have a campfire. She's real sensitive to smoke, smells, odors, can trigger it, and she's screwed for the day. It's crazy. So that's another reason why I have to keep the odors down. I may help you out with them swords. Okay, that'd be great. Just let me know how much you want for them. Oh, I like. Okay, yeah, I'll take some Java ferns if any. So keep in mind, this isn't till the end of July, beginning of August that tank's coming. But when I have it and I'm all set up, I'll definitely let you guys know because it's going to be a big tank, and I'd like to get some big old plants in there. So if you guys can help me out, just let me know how much you want, and we'll get you. If you guys have PayPal, I usually, because I put all my YouTube earnings. Usually put all my YouTube earnings I make in my PayPal, and that's what I use to pay for things. But it does go in the bank, so I can also Zelle you. That'd be great. I need some big old swords, big plants, and there's going to be some big fish in there, so they got to be tough. Java ferns are tough. Amazon swords are tough. There's going to be an Oscar in there, possibly Jack Dempsey, blood parrot. I got Severums coming that are going to be in there from Jim. They get big, so it's just going to be a big old tank. A big fish. I'm probably most likely going to keep my bigger Oscars in that 125. I was thought about moving them over there, but I don't think the one is going to play well with others. I really don't. I think if I put him in there, it's going to cause issues. He's crabby all the time. But then again, if he's in a tank, he only grew up with one other Oscar, and he's always messing with him. You never know. I put him in there. I might put him in there and get the opposite reaction. You know how it goes. Yeah. I need some big old plants. They do take forever to grow out. Yeah, appreciate you, Sketty. Yeah, and now she's got a tooth bothering her. So I may have to take her in. I called the place the dentist this morning, got some information. I got to let her know, see what she wants to do. But now on top of things, she's getting toothache, and you know how toothaches are; they're the worst. So yeah, I feel bad for her. We got to get her fixed up. We got to get her to the dentist, and we got to get that MRI done. She does have a what are they called? The specialist for headaches and such. We have a dude that she's been working with, sends her some rescue pills, some maintenance pills for her headaches, but they kind of help, they kind of don't. We just got to get to the bottom of why it's causing. Very sensitive to odors, smokes from like a fire, spray paint, things like that. Really, they trigger a headache in her, and it ruins her. She's had a headache so bad she was crying. What pattern Oscars? Sort by color and pattern. It helps with regression. Well, you've seen my tiger Oscar, June. You can kind of see him right there. Red tiger. And there's an albino in with him. And then the one I'm growing out, I believe, has got more of the orange over there. He's still growing out, though. What I'd love to do is put all three Oscars in there, the two blood parrots, the Jack Dempsey, the Severums when they get big enough. I've got a big, over a foot long common pleco I want to put in there, but I got to see if he's going to mess with the fish or not. Of course, I put a nice big cave in there for him. He needs more room. He's in that 125. I want to put him in there. It'll kind of like be a big South American tank. Grumpy will get grumpier. Right. So it's probably best I just leave those two big Oscars in that 125 where they grew up and have always been. That's what I'm thinking. And the one I'm growing out can go in and grow up with them. Pain can be a trigger. She has something going on with her tooth or jaw that can trigger them. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the tooth thing is, she had teeth pulled before because she, of pain. But this is just as of the last week, she started getting tooth pain, but always with the headaches. I sent you a picture via email of the size of my. Okay, that'll be cool to see, Scotty. I'll check that out. 2 hours to go to what, Jose? You done with work? 2 hours ago, you're done with work. That'd be cool. Oh, were you driving somewhere? Oh, wait. Watching and listening from the beginning, driving from New York to Massachusetts, almost stopped traffic on highway. Could that be? Okay, I got you, Jose. What you doing? Vacation or what you doing? Massachusetts. My longest migraine was 13 days. Rizatriptan saves me so much. So that's funny, Sketty. She's on what was it? What's the other triptan? She's on rizatriptan now. Before that, she had sumatriptan. Now they were trying rizatriptan. When I was young, I used to get migraine headaches so bad my eyes were sensitive to light, and I would actually get sick to my stomach to the point I'd vomit. If I laid in bed and if I could lay in the right spot long enough, the headache would go away. But if I moved an inch, it would come back. Boom, boom, boom. Eye doctor told me it was because you see 20/20, but your eyes have to work twice as hard to achieve it. So, like when you're on a weekend from school and you go back to school and started reading, it made my eye strain, which caused headaches. So I had to do these eye exercises. And he said you might grow out of it. And I did. But the longest headache I ever had lasted like a week and a half. Hey, Mel, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. I haven't forgot about sending you your winnings. I'm just waiting until I get some. I get migraines. It's like a vacation. What do you mean, June? The Suma doesn't work as well for me. See, the Suma worked good for her, but as her body got used to it, it wasn't working as good. So we went to this rizatriptan, and it makes it tolerable. Same, Sketty, same. My wife uses them, works for her. Yes, and that's a good point. I did tell Tara. I told her I'd like to get her to the chiropractor too. Why not? What do we got to lose? Let's go to the chiropractor. See if maybe maybe you got a pinched nerve in there or something that's causing all this. Never had them towards in my mid-20s, and my daughter outgrew them. I'm glad I outgrew them. The worst migraine in the universe is when after an epidural, you get a leak in spinal fluid to where your brain touches your skull. Speaking. Ew, Belle, that sounds terrible. Chiropractors do work miracles. I'm down and out with a migraine. The family counts it as a vacation. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I started watching a little bit of that Friday, Jose, but I was unable to get through it because I was at work and I was too busy, but I do need to pick back up on it and watch it. But I do know it was about why he stopped supporting Father Fish and changing the way he does things. But yeah, so as time goes on, my fish room is getting more and more efficient. The only thing that could probably get better is the automatic water changes, but I really don't think I can justify that for the amount of tanks I have. Plus, I kind of enjoy maintenance day, and I'd rather not take that away. Is an AI robot running this thing, and I do nothing but come in here and enjoy the fish. Hey, yes, Mugger. I have been using a Cairo since I was 16. Used to run long distance track fields. The only thing about the chiropractor is here's my complaint about going to a chiropractor. Yes, it's great relief, instant gratification, but you have to keep going and going and going and going back because your body is going to naturally go back to the way it wants to be in correlation with the way you hold yourself. So if you walk hunched over and you've been doing it your whole life and you don't have good posture with them shoulders back, you're never going to be straight where you're going to be. It's a never ending vicious cycle of going to the chiropractor if you are not, one, doing what you should do, and two, your body is going to go where it naturally wants to go. So unless you practice keeping them shoulders back and walking like a tough guy, like you should for good posture, you're going to always have never ending trips to the chiropractor, or maybe you got bone issues or whatever the case may be. I like to go to I haven't been to the chiropractor in years. Sometimes it causes headaches. But last time I went there, I felt absolutely fantastic when I left. They had this laser machine that went into your muscles and killed off all dead tissue so the new tissue and good tissue can grow. At the same time, I was on this machine where it slowly pulled your spine, decompressed your spine apart the whole time they're firing them lasers. I felt like $1 million when I got off that table. And of course, they cracked the neck and the back, which I love. You do. It feels great, makes you feel good, but it's temporary. So I don't, you got a pinched nerve, things like that. Or if you have medical issues where you have, things that you need to go to the chiropractor all the time, and that's the only thing that works, absolutely keep doing it. But to try to go to keep your body where it's supposed to be, I think it's a losing battle. I could be wrong, but I think it's a losing battle. Am I physical therapy over chiropractor? Just my opinion and my neurologist recommendation. Construction, slow down on highway. Ew. I hate traveling, and I definitely hate getting stuck. All three of my fish rooms are tore up. Been rearranging and fixing what I did wrong. Okay, June. Well, at least you're doing it, right? That's progression. Been seeing a chiropractor after my latest car accident, and amazing. I didn't know you were in a car accident, Mel. I'm glad you're fine. Difference in technique to achieve different goals. Migraines are the worst. I've been having daily headaches and migraines mixed since December 2020. Jody, let me ask you this, Jody. Let's say you're out somewhere and you don't get your coffee. So used to drinking coffee. Do you get a headache if you don't get your coffee? Yeah, I agree. It's definitely worth going to the chiropractor. I could probably go. I've been having a lot more back pain lately. I do have arthritis in my lower middle back, mild at the time. That was years ago. And I can tell it's slowly getting worse. I get up in the mornings, it's real bad. So I want to see if that'll help. And that's why you did physical therapy. Okay. See, I can't walk around barefoot, June, because I have plantar fasciitis in my left heel. I do a lot of stretching too. Stretching's fantastic. Multiple times a day. Very important. Tara, you're supposed to go once a week because of my issues. I try to keep to that, but doesn't always happen. So I try. Yeah, I can. That's the other thing. It's hard to keep up on a religious schedule all the time. So what if it's temporary relief of pain? Right. Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I was saying was, as far as if you're going to try to keep your spine and your shoulders in the position they're supposed to be in, it'll be a never ending battle because your body's going to naturally go where it wants to go. So let's say you have a slight curvature of your spine like this at the top, for lack of a conversation. You're going to the chiropractor to try to straighten that. Okay, we straightened it out. In 2 days, it's back here. You're going to be doing this every 2 weeks. And it's never going to go here. Never. So, and that's what I was saying. If you're going to try to keep your bones where they're supposed to be, I believe it's a losing battle and it turns into a money-making scheme at that point. If you're going to relieve pain, headaches, or just because it feels good, by all means, do your thing. But if you're going to try to keep shit straight, it's a losing battle because your body is going to go and do what it wants. It's the way Dad made you. Mel says, I was having to go 3 times a week after the car wreck. The 2 times, and now I'm free. Passed my last exam, huge improvement. So now it's more than a choice thing. And now let the lawyers do the work. Oh, that's awesome, Mel. Mel, when you get that big money, send me a couple grand, okay? Neurologists and neurosurgeons have difference in opinions of a chiro. They have their use. Some are nuts and think they can cure all just by looking at you and touching you. A good one can be useful. No, I'm just groggy. See, I get headaches if I don't have coffee in the mornings, along with PT, right? Everything works together, right? One big machine, just like your muscles. The headaches and migraines started with my first round of COVID. Oh, see, I never got COVID. Never got it, and I don't have the shots. I've never done the boosters, none of that. Hey, Foxy, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. I'm afraid of the chiropractor. I have too much metal in my neck to mess with that. Oh, yeah, that way. How would that work? Like if you got metal rods and plates and things, are you even able to go to the chiropractor? I rode a car 12 years ago and now have back spasms. Probably should see a chiropractor. Yeah, and that's what's happening to me every once in a while, Tim. I could just be standing in the kitchen talking to my daughter or talking to my wife just like this. And if I happen to go like this just a little bit, it's like, what was that? The popping sound. See, I love the popping sound. I love. You guys ever watch the YouTube shorts about chiropractors straightening people up? That's fun. Tara says it's a never ending battle for me because I have lost the natural curve of my neck and the tendons of my neck are worn out. So you're you're like this. It's hard to. So I believe the correct spine is an S, right? So you're saying, Terry, your neck is like this, kind of like that, but it should have that curve, right? I limit adjustment on a neck, have fused spine. Man, compressed spine, and good Lord. Fish Mel has the scoliosis, which I only found out after the wreck. Wow. I know what the problem is. Stick around to the end of the live stream if you guys want to know the solution to every one of your spine problems and bone problems. Same, Sarah. I have scoliosis, a few vertebrae that are fusing together. Having my kids gave me migraines too. That's true, Jude. Women go through hell because when women have kids, all the nutrients and stuff in your body go to them. So, the stuff like sometimes when women have had multiple kids, their teeth and things like that can start going to crap because all the nutrients that was keeping your body going kind of got depleted and they went to your kids. Now your body will regenerate, but not as much as it used to. Things can start going to crap like your bones, your teeth, and things like that, your skin. Pandagar is for everyone. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I want some of them, Mel. Agree. If I was an athlete, I wouldn't go to a chiropractor since I have scoliosis, migraines, physical therapy. Yay, Jody, scoliosis twins. I knew scoliosis twins. They liked you for a reason. Very sensitive, and I can't tolerate it. Okay. I was hit by a car when I was 12 while I was on rollerblades. I developed scoliosis after that. Now, what is scoliosis? Yeah, somebody tell me what scoliosis is. I want to make sure I'm right. Yes, hit that like, people. Appreciate you, Tim. Adjustment shiver up my spine, right? Clint Brook, good to see you. Appreciate you coming. That's a new name right there. I think. I don't see it too often. Jody, wow, sorry. I've had a neck vertebrae removed, a strut out in to replace it. 4 carbon fiber cage between the other vertebrae. A plate to hold all that in place. 4 screws. I have to get another one done. Man, I didn't know that about you, Foxy. Just like Discus Fry slurping up slime coat. Pandagars for everyone when I get myself. Yeah. If it's a big one, pay your house off. Things like that. Curvature of the spine. A scoliosis. Okay, I have slight curvature of the spine. So mine, I can't remember which way it goes. This way. If I stand straight, you'll notice. Look at my shoulders. I'm going to move the mic and I'm going to stand straight. Look at my shoulders. One is higher than the other. I don't know if you could tell or not, but that's what my chiropractor told me because I have a slight curvature of the spine. It makes one of my shoulders higher than the other, and it causes the top of my chest to be in more. That's what he said anyway. Curvature of the spine, I have a 45 degree, wow, double curve with a twist. So basically my spine is shaped. Wow, that's crazy. Clint says, my wife who passed away suddenly in February had a degenerative disc disease, 4 discs fused together in the bottom of her spine. Well, Clint, I'm definitely very sorry to hear that. My heart goes out to you. I always hate to hear that. Swiffle had a similar similar event. Heart goes out to you guys. Foxy's the bionic woman. She's a transformer. Can I call you Foxy the Transformer now? Scoliosis for everyone, apparently. Solidarity. I was insanely lucky with my accident. The guy was doing 50, and I lived on a highway as a kid, so I was crossing a road to get to the mail. I went up and over the car. My arms kept the antenna. That's going to continue. Hey, Daniel, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Okay, Jesse, I'm doing a water change on my 20 long and my blue bucket. I found has a freaking hole in it, and my white bucket is just fine. Now, what did you put in the blue bucket, Scotty? That's the question. Did you store a bunch of heavy rocks in it at one point? If so, there's no bucket that can handle sharp rocks being thrown in there carelessly. I remember getting tested for the spine thing. My spine is more of an A, C in the middle. There's more of a C in the middle. Okay. From slicing my neck open, 100. Good God! From slicing my neck open, 120 stitches in my left arm and hand, no broken bones though. Wow. Maybe scoliosis gives you MTS. Hey, Sharp, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. I usually right before getting vaccinated. Huh? There's some crazy stories you guys have. I got slight curvature of the spine, plantar fasciitis in my left heel, tendonitis right here from all the years of hammer and crap and you name it. Right there. It's kind of hurts today. It's right in here. That's sore to touch. I've got arthritis in my middle and lower back. So I got all the itises. I got to constantly stretch that left foot out to keep this. So what plantar fasciitis is the tendon in your foot get real tight. So you got to keep it stretched. When it hurts is when I wake up in the morning, just like my back. And or if I'm driving and I get out, my foot hurts the most, or when I get out of bed after sleeping, you got to really stretch that out. I get the limping sometimes. So I got the arthritis, tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, slight curvature of the spine, and I have Crohn's disease. I have no allergies whatsoever. I'm not allergic to crap. I can walk through poison ivy and not get it. And high blood pressure, but I blame that on the job. That's it for me. Strength, healing, and peace. Skitty. Thank you. Both arms are shot. Wrist, fingers no good. Other than that, good. Your both arms are shot. Wrists and fingers are no good. Okay. I caught MTS because the planted tanks are so fun to keep. Scary. My blue bucket is heading to the trash. You better keep that blue bucket. You know what you can do with that blue bucket, Scotty? Is you can cut the bottom off, take the metal handle off, cover it in silicone, put a bunch of small pebbles or sand on it, let it dry, and you can make an awesome, huge DIY cave for fish. You take the itises. I got the algaeus covered. You take the itis. I've got the. I'm sorry. What's algaeus? Algaeus. I don't know what that is. Sorry. You take that. So, yes, fish room is getting a lot more efficient. Central air system. Every tank's running on a canister filter. The hang and the backs are out of here. I'm working on more cost efficient lighting that I've been running for a while that I'm testing. The 300 is going to be getting out of here, fixing up this stand, getting the 375 at the end of July. Got to get some of the big plants off you guys. Let me know. I got to check out Scotty's email there he sent me. We're going more sponge filters and air stones to increase that oxygen and get some nice flow moving and things like that. Things like that. I got lots of cool plants. I got some Asian ferns, Java ferns, lots of jungle val, spiral val. Thanks to got more spiral val thanks to Jody P. I got Crips, Water Sprite, Powell Aquatics sent me some lucky floating bamboo. The only plant that I have that, although I like the way it looks, I can't stand it, is the duckweed. I will be mailing each and every one of you a sandwich baggie of duckweed so I can infect all of you. Because once you have it, there's no going back. You'll never get rid of it. It's impossible. You'll have it forever. And that'll be my gift to you guys, the gift that keeps on giving. Y'all, a bunch of broken down people. Yeah, I feel good. I got the itises, but I'm good. I don't get poison ivy either, but I have an autoimmune system disorder. That's what Crohn's disease is, autoimmune. For sure, never fun. I watched my dad suffer from an old dirt bike injury in his back. He worked so hard through it, but I could tell it hurt. Right. I never had poison ivy. I think I'm immune. If you want to make sure you're immune, go to the plant mill, bust it open, and rub the oil on your skin. Bet you get it then. Had multiple operations, had several casts, slings, and braces galore. The electric pulse thing is cool. My favorite thing, I hate the medical field and everything about it. I don't like going to any of this crap. But if I have to go, give me the anesthesia. I love me some anesthesia. You might have seen me on Wizzle's channel. Maybe so, Clint. Maybe so. It's been a while since I watched Wiz. He's kind of disappeared. You know, it's been a couple of years. He gets on every now and then, but that's what old people do. Talk about what's broken down on the weather. Yeah. Hey, North. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, that's true, June. Yep. Discus North, or maybe he's watching me on his big, massive projector screen. The meds were super good. I love anesthesia. Some people hate it. I love it. I can't poison ivy either. Something with my dad. You can't catch poison ivy. Yeah, I can. I can walk through it. Now, however, if I weed whack it and I bust it open and the oil sprays on me, I will get it. But I can rub against it. No problems rubbing on my face. Poison oak. I can get poison oak. I've had that just by rubbing against it. I'm not old, as I say, 53, is the new 21. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, 51 now. Yeah, I always said I consider you old when you hit 60. That's what I consider old. Now you're getting on the old end of things. If you're 60 years old, you're getting on. Now Scotty, he's got a long way to go. He's like 46 or something like that. He's a young buck. Muscle stuff, just a weakness or fatigue spasm. Same. It affects my heart and makes stairs feel like I climb mountains. Muscles. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about there, Scotty. I'm sorry to hear that. Have you figured a way around that in your daily living? Give me a volume any day. Over 30-year-old. If you're over, June says if you're over 30-year-old. I'm 43. I don't know. I think you start slowing down in your 40s. I didn't start slowing down until I was in my 40s. I think you start slowing down in your 40s, things start hurting. I don't consider old until you're 60. The stairs are a challenge, not helping my ass either. Pain meds make me violently. Ew. Yeah, 46. Nah. Scotty's like, don't listen to him. I tell you who Scotty reminds me of. The name's escaping me. He played Stain in the first Iron Man. What was his name? Obadiah Stane. He played the actor that played Jeff Bridges. Scotty reminds me, and you guys can tell me if you agree with me. If you watch any of his videos, he reminds me of Jeff Bridges. Tell me you agree. You're going to be 60 next year. You're getting old, Scotty. 60 is just older. That's true. Tonsillectomy and 2 foot surgery with no meds. Jesus, Jody. What's the matter with you? So I'm going to tell you what all you guys need. It's going to heal all your bone issues. We'll just let it. Are you ready for this? Every day, you need to drink milk straight from the cow. That's all you got to do. It's going to fix all your problems. Start doing it. Let me know the results. Have the report on my desk on Saturday mornings. Milk straight from the cow. Get you a cup. Depending on how much you need, you might have to do just a little more. You're going to have stronger bones than Superman. Yeah, I like Jeff Bridges too. Creepy cool guy. That's who Scotty reminds me of. I told him that. He looks like Jeff Bridges. I try that, but better half keeps swatting me away. And everybody back memories. Cow, straight from a milk, make your bones super strong. Not the store stuff. You got to get it right from the cow. Exactly, 100%. So look up Jeff Bridges. For a good reference, just watch the first Iron Man. That he played Obadiah Stane. That is who Scotty reminds me of. What do you mean milk? Is it what you gotta drink the milk, Jody P? I milk cows on my grandpa's ranch. Working and lurking while I just came back to those hand gestures completely. Am I still on YouTube? Others tell me I remind them of Burl Ives. Yeah, maybe I gotta get that too. But I think Jeff Bridges is cooler. Keep it down, Bert. This has been a fun live stream. So we talked about the update to the fish room. Got more things coming down the line. I'm going to mess around, see if I can get rid of some of that buzzing up there. It might be a couple other things going on. But we got a whole centralized air system. Did the work myself in 2 days. Easy to do. Love it. I got to spend a little bit of money to get it going, but it's worth it in the long run. Those linear pumps last forever. If you're one that uses sponge filters a lot, get rid of these little ones that you get from Walmart or a pet store. They're okay for a quick fix, but in the long run, if you're running them, get rid of them. You need to get you the central air system. Make sure it's linear, so you got one pump running everything that's going to last forever, and you can tie in anywhere and do what you want. By far worth it. Worth it 100%. Really glad I did it, and I appreciate your guys' input and help from all my posts. Pothos are banging because of the extra lighting. All the fish are doing good. I did lose one fish this week. It was a fancy goldfish, my last big one. It was time for her to go anyway. She had a lot of issues. I'd fix her, come back. I'd fix her, come back. It was time for her to go anyways. I will probably not get any more fancy goldfish. They're too sensitive of a fish. That has been my experience for years, even years ago when I had them. If I was to get goldfish again, it would be the regular goldfish. My favorite thing to do is to go to the PetSmarts and tell them to get me 3 nets, a couple of nets of the feeder goldfish. And I want them. They're cheap. And a lot of them, when they get bigger, they're pretty. There's some nice feeder goldfish in those overly stocked feeder goldfish tanks at the pet store. Bring them home, QT them, hit them with the Med Trio, let them QT for a while, then put them in a tank. Wonderful fish. They're not as sensitive. Super friendly, the goldfish. And the fancy goldfish are prettier, but they're a lot more sensitive too. They're very susceptible to bloat because they're so compact. All their organs are packed together. So careful. You got to be so careful with them. Ornamental fish. So if I was to get goldfish again, it would be a couple of nets full of the feeder goldfish. Let's save a bunch of goldfish's life and give them a happy life. And I like them better, honestly. I don't know how the hell I got on that subject. Oh, because I lost the fancy goldfish. But so I got one more fancy left. It is a calico looking. But once that one goes, which he's doing fine, that'll be the last fancy goldfish for me. And they currently have a bunch of angelfish in that 75 with them. So and then once the 75 comes, the new 375 comes, moving some fish around, got more fish coming. Everything's on the up and up. It's efficient. It's looking sweet. Remember the black cows give you chocolate. Oh, that's true, June. Chocolate milk. Moo. I'm going to tell my husband I need a cow. Jesse says so. Yay, cows forever. Yes, got to get your cow. Drink them out. Cow right from the cow, and you'll feel better. You're going to do good, unless you're lactose intolerant, of course. Converted hot tub. Big hot tub full. I need to do auto water changes with the fish room. I still want to kind of do that too, June, but yeah, that's what we have. Feeder goldies. Yeah. My cats hear the bird. Buzzing is natural. Yeah, I'm hoping to. But I was told the linears were supposed to be super quiet. Hey, Henry, good to see you, buddy. We're just about to get out of here. I think I'm all caught up in chat. Planted in fiberglass is the holes foamed underneath the whole thing is in good insulation. That's a good idea, Tommy. Oh, no, fantasy. Dennis. Yes, get a Dexter cow like yesterday. Cows are sweet, not just for steaks. Yes. But with that, we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and jump off. Got some things to do. Got to see how the wife's doing with her toothache. See if she wants me to take her in after the information I give her that I learned this morning. And we'll see you on the next Saturday live stream. Seems like that I went down to doing one live stream a week. I get more people in here longer. I think you guys kind of missed me. That's what I think. So I think we're going to keep one live stream a week. So I think you guys missed me. I think you were getting sick of me, and now you miss me. That's what I think. You stay fired up. Appreciate you guys. You're the best. Certainly appreciate your help. Tommy, appreciate you coming a member. Appreciate all the live stream members. I am working on a members video again. We'll get that going as well. Can't thank you guys enough who support me when you don't have to. You support me and you don't have to. You have been a distraction. Thanks. Thank you guys for coming. I heard that, Alien. Someone else paid for my membership. Oh, okay. It was gifted. Okay. That's fine. See you, Tara. I hope you have a good weekend. I got some things to do. Thanks to the community. I'm a member. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's all good. So thanks again, guys. You're the best. We'll see you next Saturday. And I got some stuff coming your way with videos. And June, been a member for 11 months. Thank you, June. Make sure you guys watch the Aquatic News Network's video. If you want to see me in my underwear, watch the latest Aquatic News Network's video where I go back and forth talking with Tommy. He's in Texas. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in my underwear. If you want to see it, you got to watch that video. Appreciate you, Scotty. See you, Tim. Appreciate all your support. Talk to you later. You guys are the best.